Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, August 27th, 2020. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right here that the ES continues to trend up at an incredible pace here. Very, very bullish price action. First trading day of the month here, and it has been up ever since. For the most part, we did have a sideways range for several days. Failed new lows right here helped to lead to the upside breakout that we've seen right now. We had upside targets into 3,500 and up to 3,538. You can see from the low of the month, based on average monthly range over the last 10 months, we could see a move somewhere in this zone by the end of the month. The end of the month is next Monday. So we have basically 3 more full trading days of the month. But overall, 35.38 could be in play by the end of that month. That would be a 100% target here from the key range that developed in June. So from that great key range, that impulse sell-off that we got, boom, built some energy, and then we made a move up, and we're now approaching that 35.38. Now, today, so far heading into RTH, another very, very narrow range session, just like we had yesterday. Heading into RTH right now, 37% of ADR. It's trading just 12 points of range right now. That's super, super narrow. And again, if we were to break down a bit, it could be an opportunity for bulls to defend and push this thing higher into the close. A failure to stay above the previous session's midpoint would be an early indication of greater weakness the rest of the day. That's 34.60. So as long as price remains above that zone and maintains acceptance above that zone, we will likely see further upside price action ahead. All right, let's see the NQ now. The NQ here is down just a bit here as well, pulling back, also trading just 27% of average range. Whereas the ES had 12 points of range and 37%. The NQ is trading just 27% of average with 49.75 points of range right now. Super, super narrow again after a huge push up. Now, one thing I didn't mention with the ES that's very evident here in the NQ is that we've had a significant move here over the last couple of weeks, and we're ending, if this is the end, but the end of this current move so far has been the biggest day, and that tends to be something that you have to watch out for because of short-term blow-off tops. At times, after price pushes higher, and then you get a big bar at the end, there can be a pullback that happens before the next rotation. So again, we will keep that in mind. Such a big day up here, if price fails to hold the previous session's midpoint, that may be an indication that we may need a 1 to 3 day pullback, followed by another bounce and continuation until this proves otherwise. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude oil is down about 0.4% right now, but what you are seeing is a failure of the previous session's low price. This is something we talked about in the trading room yesterday afternoon. We had a big push above 43s the prior session. Yesterday in the pre-market video, I mentioned 43 was going to be very important, and if bulls can hold that zone, it could be bullish heading forward. And 43 was the exact low yesterday. In the trading room, I mentioned watch that 43 low in overnight or pre-market trading today, because a failure of that low could lead to a nice upside move by the end of the day. And right now we have seen price drop below that 43 low by about 4 ticks, reject hard, and then bounce off weekly VWAP right now. And it's now sitting at the midpoint of the current day. So this could turn into, at the very least, a trading range day back up toward recent highs at around 43.80. But again, until price can push through that zone right now, we have a little bit of a sideways range with an upward bias. The failure to push below 43 is very important and could lead to an upside breakout here with 44.72 as the next major upside target here if price can get through the 43.50s. All right, let's take a look now at gold futures. Gold here had a pretty significant rejection day in the previous session here. Talked about the potential for 1920 to be given out, and if it's taken out, we might see a flush. It was taken out. I believe the low was as low as about 1908s or so, and then it turned around sharply. S3 turnaround and a strong drive the rest of the session. You can see here a bullish outside day, so you have kind of a small doji-like day here and a failed low here with a big upside push. That's a bullish outside reversal. And then what you're seeing right now is a hold at the midpoint or near the midpoint of the previous session's range. That is a pullback with a retest entry that could provide an upside continuation toward 2020. Now overall, this market does continue to hold above this key pivot low here, and we're seeing a defense here. This bullish outside day is not bad. Again, if they can continue to hold 1920, 1927, 1928, we have a good shot to push higher. There's multiple day highs here. We got about a week's worth of highs right about 1970. If price can push through 1970, it opens up at least a good 50 handles up with a shot to see perhaps even more. So right now, a couple key levels to watch there for gold futures. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.